Hello and welcome. This is your 9 p.m. daily quiz. I hope all of you are doing good. I welcome you all to today's session, a place where we discuss the most important news stories for the day, taken from important newspapers, convert them into prelim specific questions, and then discuss them. If you're new here, I request you to do hit the subscribe button. If you do like the video, if it has been helpful for you in any way whatsoever, do hit the like button as well. You can also download my app on the Google Play Store. The name of the app is Harshmeet Study Circle. The link is in the description of the video. There are a lot of other courses on the app that you can check out, including the personal mentorship program that I offer for prelims and for mains answer writing. Apart from that, the PSIR courses as well. If you want the PDF of these classes, you can join my Telegram channel. The link again is in the description of the video. Let's begin with the first question. Consider the following statements with regards to PM Jan Dhan Yojana. As you know, as we discussed yesterday also, the PM Jan Dhan Yojana has just completed a decade, that is 10 years. That is why it is important. First, an accident insurance cover of rupees 1 lakh was available with the RuPay cards issued to PM Jan Dhan Yojana account holders. This cover was enhanced to rupees 2 lakhs for new accounts opened after August 2018. Second, the PM Jan Dhan Yojana account holders were given RuPay credit cards. Third, the eligible account holders can avail overdraft facility of up to rupees 10,000. How many of these are correct? Overdraft facility means, for example, if your account does not have enough balance, you can withdraw more than your balance. So when it says overdraft of 10,000, that means if your account has 5,000, you can withdraw up to 15,000. That's called overdraft facility. Now, because this prestigious scheme, ambitious scheme of the government has completed a decade, that is why it is extremely relevant and important for us to revise. First is true. The accidental cover offered now is 2 lakh rupees. It started with 1 lakh rupees. Second is wrong. RuPay debit cards are offered and not credit cards. Third also is correct. The overdraft facility, not to all, but only to eligible account holders who do have a good credit record, who have a good credit score, they will be given overdraft facility of up to rupees 10,000. So the answer here would be B. Two of these three given statements are correct. The second one here is wrong because it would be debit card. There's a detailed article in the Indian Express newspaper about 10 years of the Jan Dhan Yojana. Next, question number 2. ISRO has recently designed a female half humanoid Vyomitra skull for the upcoming Gaganyaan mission. In that context, consider the following statements. Number 1. It has been made using an aluminium alloy, that is AlSi10Mg. Second, the humanoid skull model has dimension of 200 into 200 millimeters and weighs only 800 grams. Third, the high strength of the aluminium alloy offers a yield strength of more than 220 megapascals. How many of these are correct? Now, as you know, ISRO has been prepping for its Gaganyaan mission, but before sending humans to space, we have to first send humanoid robots, which will have the same kind of experience, which will have the same kind of all the difficulties that a human being would face. So you have to first prepare a model as close to human beings as possible. With that in mind, this humanoid skull has been prepared by ISRO called the Vyomitra skull. All the three given statements here are correct. It has been made using aluminium alloy. The dimensions are 200 into 200 millimeter and the weight is about 800 grams, very similar to a human skull. Third is also correct. It has a very good strength, yield strength of about 220 megapixels. The correct answer here is all three are correct. That is C. Again, you will find an article in the Indian Express newspaper about how ISRO has designed humanoid skull, which will be used in Gaganyaan. And do read this. This is important for the examination from science and tech part. Next, question number 3. The UPI QR code is currently accepted in which of the following nations? Bhutan, France, Mauritius, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and UAE. Think about this carefully. In which of these countries would you see UPI QR code being accepted, being operational, where you can pay using the QR code just like you pay in India? How many of these are correct? If you look at this, all the statements or all the given countries are correct. In all of these 6 countries at present, the UPI QR code is accepted. Now, please understand, in some countries, the government of India has made UPI compatible with their own payment system, but the UPI QR code is not accepted there. But in these 6 countries, the UPI QR code itself will be accepted. That is why it is one step ahead. All these 6 countries come in this particular category. As you know, Government of India and RBI have been trying to make UPI global, and this is a step in that regard. As you can see, in 2023, UPI and its equivalent network in Singapore Pay Now were integrated for enabling faster remittances. The article also says UPI QR code is currently accepted in countries like Bhutan, France, Mauritius, UAE, Nepal, Sri Lanka. And the government is trying to make it acceptable in other countries as well going forward. Next, question number 4. Consider the following statements with regards to liquefied natural gas, also called as the LNG. Number 1. Transportation of gas as LNG is the most viable and is considered second only to transportation by pipelines. Second, the government has been pushing for higher consumption of natural gas in India with an aim to increase the share of the fuel in the country's primary energy mix to 15% by 2030 from about 6% at present. Third, natural gas is far less polluting than conventional hydrocarbons like crude oil and coal and is usually cheaper than oil. How many of these are correct? Now, LNG is a very interesting fuel which India imports in large numbers. As the name says, it is liquefied natural gas. So, natural gas is basically converted into liquid by a process called liquefaction so that it is easier to transport because that is the most appropriate form of transportation. So first statement is correct. Transportation of LNG is most viable. Second is also correct. The government is trying to give a push to the use of LNG in India. Right now, our out of the all energy consumption that we have in India, 6% is LNG. We are trying to get it up to about 15%. Third is also correct. It is far less polluting than conventional hydrocarbon. That is why we are trying to give a push to it. So the answer here is C. All the given 3 statements here are correct. There's an article in the Indian Express about how globally the LNG oil prices are not expected to increase for some time, which will be a good sign for India because India is one of the largest importers of LNG. India imports it in large numbers, and that is why if the prices stay low, it will be extremely helpful for India to keep its energy bill down. Next, question number 5. Which of the following statements is not correct with regards to DAP, that is diammonium phosphate, and nano DAP? First, the DAP is the second most commonly used fertilizer in India after urea. Second, the DAP is a preferred fertilizer in India because it contains both nitrogen and phosphorus, which are primarily macronutrients and part of 18 essential plant nutrients. Third, in 2023, IFCO launched its Nano DAP containing 8% nitrogen and 16% phosphorus by volume. And fourth, unlike conventional DAP, which comes in liquid form, IFCO's Nano DAP comes in granular form. Which of these is not correct? One of these statements is wrong, other 3 are correct. Read them carefully, think about it, which of this is not right? The answer here is D. The conventional DAP actually comes in granular form, that is in solid form. On the other hand, IFCO's Nano DAP comes in the liquid form. Because it comes in the liquid form, it is easier to distribute, it is easier to be treated and given to the plants, and plants can also absorb it with a much higher efficiency. So the fourth statement is wrong. 1, 2, and 3 here are correct. The answer thus is D. We are discussing this because of an article on the Down to Earth website, which says that as per research, after nano urea, the use of nano DAP also has resulted in a decline in cultivation, decline in the output, which is not a good sign. When you use these kind of alternatives, the expectation is that if it is not increasing, at least the cultivation will remain the same, constant, but it has not been happening, it has been declining, which is a cause of concern. To end the session, again, we have an important infographic this time around. The government recently has decided to set up multiple industrial smart cities. The government has approved 12 industrial cities under National Industrial Corridor Development Program. This is an infographic with information about those cities. The project will span across 10 states, planned along 6 major corridors. The government will spent over 28,600 crore rupees on this. These are the places that have been included in this project of the government. The industrial nodes will act as catalyst and will play a major role in achieving the goal of $2 trillion export by 2030. The aim is also to create 1 million direct and 3 million indirect jobs through this industrialization. That was a session for the day. I hope you learned something new. If you did, do hit the like and the subscribe button. I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Do check out my other courses as well. The link to download my app is in the description of the video. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Jai Hind.